Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry, a fan channel where everything Dragalia Lost can be found. This video is going to be a showcase of Humanoid Midgardsormr. He's really impressed me as our new Welfare Wind Bow unit. Really happy since he definitely deserved to be a powerful adventurer, and he certainly is. We're doing some Legend Ciella Solo today. Here's the team I'll be using. Just kind of messing around here, seeing if we can do this without a healer, and I'm pretty sure we can because Ronzel provides life shields and dispels, and basically if you think about it, that practically makes him a Grace, so I think we'll be fine between that and Freya, as well as a little bit of extra healing from Mona. But just wanted to show off what Humanoid Midgardsormr can do. He's really impressed me overall, and I have to say bows as a weapon type feel super safe to play against Legend Ciella. The mobility is really good for situations like this with the bolts from above. You can continuously force strike, which also helps once you get to the berserk phase. And this is a pretty challenging fight. I've mostly stuck to poison teams, using Eleonora for a lot of my clears, but when I actually started trying out Humanoid Midgardsormr, he's so clearly better without even any type of poison punisher setup or anything. He's doing way more damage than Eleonora, so definitely a strong adventurer, and you can see how a lot of players who were testing out Chelsea early on, Valentine's Chelsea, were having a pretty good time using the bow weapon type. You may have seen there that they're great for clearing out things like the birds. And even though we got bad RNG here, with the glacier spawning at the opposite side of the map from Ciella, basically in this run about everything that could have gone wrong from a time perspective went wrong. And the nice thing is you can just sort of play it safe here. This comp has enough DPS that it's going to be able to clear for sure, with Humanoid Midgardsormr in the lead, of course. And even though I'm controlling Dragalia Zane there and accidentally switched, ended up hitting Mona with the bog, this team should be fine to go. So we just wait out the glaciers. This attack has caused a lot of trouble for folks, and myself included sometimes. I do tend to mess that one up at times, but you just go in the pattern that I demonstrated there. I like to use those little diamonds on the ground to kind of mark my place, and just hitting a casual, 2 to 3k on these hits with crits 4 to 5k, it just feels so good. Also combined with Dragalia Zane, who we shapeshifted into earlier for the wind res down, it's just pretty good combination overall, I would say. The Dragon Haste works well with Dragalia Zane Freed as well. And I can't remember, I guess we go for the dragon here. Might as well, we do have Dragon's Claws, Zane providing that of course. And now we just sort of wait things out. And even with the glacier, we're able to get into phase 2 with around 8 minutes left. That's usually a pretty good spot to be, although 7:30 can work well depending on if you have a pretty good berserk overdrive shred. And here's another spot where I really like the bows. The force strike here makes it very easy to attack through the boss and hit those water orbs across from the boss. So I think this is another place where bows as a weapon type really shine. I've tried this in co-op, and it's a lot harder because you have to do so many hits on those for some reason. So yeah, it's definitely trickier to do that in co-op. But might as well use my Freya here. A lot of players do like to do that for survivability. I've seen that as a popular strategy, along with running a Grace Helper as another popular strategy. With my Mona there, especially him being boggable, I feel like it's safer to just go for the Freya and not risk it. And I'm kind of slow rolling with some of the force strikes and damage here because I don't want to break. Once you do KO that slime, you do want to be careful and make sure that you don't break, because Ciella is about to do this AoE attack right there, and that slime provides a lot of defense and elemental resistance, but only for a short duration. And if you kill it and break happens, well, the buff may run off before Ciella does the AoE, and then you can easily die from it. So here's another spot where we got pretty bad RNG. Ciella has a chance here to spawn a bunch of crystal arrows and then do her frozen beam attack, but instead she did her 3 States of Matter special, which is just way more time consuming. In a lucky run, you don't even actually necessarily have to see this attack because she'll just spawn the crystal arrows and so on, and then you can get into berserk before the next time she does this attack. But basically, you do the same pattern for the fog that I showed earlier. For the water, you stand in place, and for the ice, you run away. Now here I've intentionally disengaged because this attack is very dangerous. It still ended up hitting some of my AI. That is a tough one, the Reign of Despair, and it's especially tough in berserk. Even if you disengage sometimes, what I like to do is kind of walk away and then sort of walk back toward her a little bit, because when I'm at the very edge of the map, it seems like my AI just gets stuck in a bad spot. there. That was kind of a waste of a shapeshift, since Humanoid Midgardsormr actually has an excellent dragon form. It's similar to Gala Mims, if not even a little bit better. And all he's really waiting for at this point is something like Gala Mars for the wind element to really turbocharge his power, because he can cause Storm Lash, he can boost his own dragon gauge, he has Dragon's Haste and Skill Haste, and he has Shapeshift Prep. If he had a way to charge all his skills to full every time he shapeshifted, he would be very, very good. And even now, he's a really good DPS, so without optimizing or anything, he's still putting in a lot of work here. Now, one thing that's a little unfortunate is I feel like I can't really afford to run my Midgardsormr 0 on him, because he does have that unique dragon form, and you do kind of want to save your Midgardsormr 0 for a character who can actually become Midgardsormr 0 and get the wind res down on Ciella. So we wade through that Frozen Beam no problem, just by sort of rolling about, and free one of our frozen allies. And now we have a nice little break here on Ciella, and I think this is going to take us into Berserk most likely. What can happen there, if you don't get a break or things take longer, she'll summon some more water orbs in the corners of the arena, and then eventually she'll do another of that 3 states of matter attack, which is very, very time consuming, so you never really want to see that attack if you can avoid it. Now here, for this, since she doesn't misfail and I'm not able to break her before she goes into it, what I like to do is, because she cleansed her debuffs, go ahead and just reapply the wind res down, so I switched units to do that, and right away we have a nice clean break here. Now I am running Gala Zephyr on Humanoid Midgardsormr, which I do think is one of the best dragons for him, but you do want to be careful. You know, you saw there I got a vulnerability stack, that's not great. One of the reasons I'm not switching from my Agito defense to my strength skill is because I know an AoE is coming, and I got that vulnerability. I just really want to play it safe. So now we have to do some cleanup duty with our frozen adventures. Luckily, Midgardsormr unfroze on his own, and as you can see, even though it's slow here, it's very steady. It's very safe, I feel, running a bow adventure. You kind of keep a little bit of distance. We did get frozen there, which isn't ideal, but you can kind of just stand at a range, roll in 4-strike, roll in 4-strike. Alternatively, if you're using a sword, of course, you know, maybe you're breaking with a much higher frequency, which also sort of renders Ciella a lot less dangerous. But it's very safe and cozy out here. You know, we have plenty of room when Reign of Despair happens that we can retreat. But in this case, because we broke her at the right time, we don't have to. Be very careful. Sometimes if you break her a little bit into that, the purple lines will still spawn. Usually it's not as fatal though, because she's no longer in overdrive, she's broken. And for this attack, you just want to position yourself like right there, where I did an iframe basically. And I even used my Agito skill to iframe it. Why risk it at this point? This is more about consistency than speed here. And we go for the Ancient Tempest. I didn't even apply my strength buff because I don't want to risk any AoE, but of course then we end up getting a dragon. So a little bit of a misplay there for sure. We probably should have cleared on that break had I played it a little bit better there. But we do get the AoE, takes us out of dragon, and at this point I feel confident that regardless of what happens, we're going to go for the strength buff. We're just going to start 4-striking, and then once we break Ciella, I think that should be the final break. So I hope you enjoyed this showcase of Humanoid Midgardsormr. I really, really like him as an adventurer, have been loving playing bows in this new battle. Mostly Eleonora, but have to admit, Humanoid Midgardsormr puts in a lot more work, to be frank, so it's really cool that we got such a powerful free adventure. Hopefully you've had some success with Legend Ciella yourself. That is going to do it for today, though, everyone. So thank you, as always, for watching. Let me know how it's been going for you in the comments below. Take care, and I'll see you next time.